Afghan government now say an investigation has failed to confirm that claim. The Taliban deny any involvement in the attack. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani traveled to Jalalabad today and visited with families of the victims. He backed off his earlier statements implicating the Islamic State in the bombing and instead condemned anyone who targets civilians. Meanwhile, despite ongoing fighting, the Taliban announced that Friday will mark the official start of their fighting season. Rebecca Herscher, NPR News, Jalalabad.
European Union leaders are meeting an emergency session in Brussels to discuss the growing migrant crisis. They're reviewing actions to rescue migrants traveling in dangerous boats in the Mediterranean. Terry Schultz reports officials are not getting much support.
A leaked draft of the summit declaration shows leaders expected to double the budget of the EU's tiny border protection mission in the Mediterranean, but not to create the large rescue operation human rights organizations and the Italian government are demanding. Belgian EU parliamentarian Guy Verhofstadt calls the plans unambitious and unacceptable.
Changing the asylum system, changing the migration system, that takes more time, but the immediate humanitarian disaster can be tackled within days if we want.
Other urgent steps include catching smugglers and seizing their assets to stop migrants from being at risk at sea. For NPR News, I'm Terry Schultz in Brussels.
Former CIA Director David Petraeus is being sentenced today in federal court in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tom Bullock of member station WFAE reports Petraeus pleaded guilty to violating the Espionage Act by disclosing classified information.
David Petraeus kept detailed notes on classified meetings, filling 8 notebooks with information, including the names of covert operatives, military strategies, and details of discussions between himself and the president. Petraeus admits he broke the law when he loaned those notebooks to Paula Broadwell, his biographer and mistress.
Prosecutors are recommending probation and a fine for Petraeus. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrials are down about 7 points at 18,030. The Nasdaq is up 5 points at 5,040. This is NPR.
Support for NPR comes from A24, presenting Ex Machina, a new artificial intelligence thriller from Alex Garland, the writer of 28 Days Later and Sunshine. Ex Machina, now playing in select theaters, everywhere Friday. And from the listeners who support this NPR station.
You're listening to WAMU 88.5. Good morning, I'm Matt McCluskey. It's 52 degrees in Northwest D.C. at 10:04. And it's time for an update on our Thursday traffic now from Jerry Edwards. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Matt. VDOT's reporting a new collision, 95 northbound near the Beltway in Springfield. You may find the lane closed there. Interloop of the Beltway before Braddock Road, a collision. Rescue crews were just arriving on the scene. Looks like everything will be along the right side of the roadway. Regular listener checked in southbound MacArthur Boulevard or inbound. As you come in from the Beltway, it is painfully ugly. Backed up this morning because of road work at Sangamore and apparently no less than effective flagging operation, according to the caller, so you may want to stay off MacArthur Boulevard there down towards Sibley this morning if you possibly can. Matt?
Thanks, Jerry. Just ahead, we'll get a look at today's weather. First in Virginia, Governor Terry McAuliffe is approving legislation passed by the General Assembly aimed at creating
in 900 feet, turn right on Brook Road, then turn left.
Recently completed 500-kilowatt solar energy array as a backdrop, Governor McAuliffe signed the legislation that environmental groups see as a true sign
turn
of
right on Brook Road,
energy.
then turn
Paul
left.
Jaffe is with the Southern Environmental Law Center.
Just to give you a sense of how far we've come in terms of clean energy in Virginia, in 2007, the General Assembly passed legislation